Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this HTC Desire 501 with me, and in this video we'll do the full in-depth review. I've also made some other videos with the HTC Desire 501 like the gaming review, the camera review and the unboxing. Links for those will be in the YouTube show notes. And this HTC Desire 501 is a dual SIM phone and it's a dual SIM active phone. And regarding pricing, I would say it's a entry-level mid-range Android phone by HTC. And regarding the pricing, before I proceed with that, let me thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. And on the box, it says that it's priced around 18,290 is what is quoted on the box, but Faisal Communications quoted me a price, street price of around 15,000 for this Desire 501. And before we proceed, let me give you a physical overview of this device. On the front, we have this 4.3-inch screen, and the screen quality is actually very good. It's not a HD screen, but don't disregard that. The quality of the screen provided is actually very good, and the viewing angles also, as you can see, are very nice. We also have a front-facing camera that's a 2.1 megapixel and a nice earpiece. But the thing is that I tested this phone with a lot of voice calls, and I would say the voice calls were clear and it was decent, but it was not the best. If I would say the best is 10 on 10, I would rate this one something like 7.5 to 8 out of 10. On the bottom, we'll see 3 touch-type capacitive buttons. That's the back, home, and this is for the multitasking. Moving towards the back, I think so this is the highlighting factor of this device. It has an 8 megapixel camera with this LED flash. Also, it has a f-stop of 2. Hence, even in low lighting conditions, the photos that we take from this HTC One come out to be really good. Actually, I made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance. You can check out that, in which I'll show you a lot of sample shots and videos that I took with this one. The only con is that the video is just restricted to 720p, not 1080p. And this is entirely made up of plastic. We have the HTC branding, and it also has Beats audio support, and this is the speakerphone. The back can be open, and you just press it like this and you pull this and it opens. The battery also is user replaceable. It can be opened, and it's a 2100 milliampere battery. Again, as it's a dual SIM phone, it accepts dual SIMs, and you use a micro SIM with this one. I did all my testing with just one single SIM, and we can also add a micro SD card up to 32 GB. Another one thing that is interesting is that this phone, though it's a budget oriented phone, it does support NFC. So that's kind of interesting. Now, let me just give you the physical overview from the top. On the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and we have this power on-off button, which is again made up of metal. And we have the volume rockers on this end. Nothing else. Moving down, we have the micro USB slot that will be used for charging, the main microphone, and on this end, nothing. In terms of look and feel, as you can see, the phone looks actually pretty stylish for the budget, and the feel of the phone is also pretty nice. One thing is that the back is totally plasticky, and it's kind of a slippery plastic. So that's not one of the things that I like. It's actually highly slippery. Now let's move on to the phone, and it's powered by a 1.15 gigahertz dual core processor. And to show you that, I will use the CPU-Z application. And as you can see, it's powered by an ARM Cortex A9 chip clocked at 1.15 gigahertz. It's a dual core chip, and the GPU used on this one is a Mali 400 GPU. Again, yeah, the Mali 400 GPU is a decent GPU, but it's kind of outdated. It's not the latest one. And the chipset on which this Desire 501 is based is the Nova Thor chipset. It's not a Qualcomm based or anything like that. And it was an odd choice because none of the other manufacturers are using this Nova Thor chipset these days. We did see some of the devices using Nova Thor in 2012 and early 2013 by Sony, but Sony also gave up. So it was interesting to see that HTC opted for this one. I'm not a big fan of that chipset, and that reflects in the performance also. Sometimes I do notice a little bit of lag with this phone. Coming to the RAM, it has 1 GB of RAM, and the screen resolution is 480 by 800. And regarding storage, we have 8 GB of internal storage. Out of that, you get about 5.3 GB. You can also add a micro SD card, as I told you. Another good thing is that this phone does support USB OTG cable, and I tested that and it works. I'll show you that a bit later. Coming to the battery life, as I told you, it has a 2100 milliampere battery. I did all my testing with just a single SIM battery, and I would say the battery life was kind of average, nothing spectacular, nothing bad, but just kind of average. One thing I'm really annoyed is that it does take a lot of time to charge, and let me show you this. I find one thing that is very silly with this phone. For example, when it's charging, yeah, you get this light, I can understand, but this animation also continuously goes on and you cannot disable this, and it's kind of irritating. And I think so because of this animation, it does take a lot more time to charge. So it's silly that HTC has made this, and it can be an annoying factor if you charge your phone at night and you're in the same room. So that's one annoying factor I have with this phone. Now coming to the performance and Android version, let me show you the same. We do not get any quick toggles over here, but you can access the settings over here, and again it runs the HTC's Sense UI, hence everything is skinned, and as you can see, you notice a little bit of lag there. And let's talk about the Android version, and it's running the Android version 4.1.1, that is Jelly Bean, and it's kind of outdated. Regarding the UI, it's running the HTC Sense 4 Plus. Let me also show you the storage tab. And as I told you, out of that 8 GB, I have installed a lot of apps, etc. Hence, I have just 2.3 GB, but you'll have 5.3 GB. And you can also add a micro SD card. As I told you, I added a 2 GB SD card, and you can also use USB storage. That is, you can use a USB OTG cable and connect pen drives, etc. So that's a nice thing. Coming to sensors, it does have a auto brightness sensor, and that works pretty well. And if you leave it at auto brightness setting, which I suggest you should do, even outdoors, the screen is actually fairly legible. Again, just look at the screen. Considering the budget oriented fact, the screen quality that HTC has put in is actually very good. Now coming to the general performance, we do get this gesture. We can access up to 7 home screens on this device, and I did notice a little bit of lag here on this device because I'm used to high-end device, but if you are not, you won't notice it. But one place where I did notice that it tends to lag is that if you are doing heavy multitasking, or if you are downloading anything in the background, then there is a noticeable lag on this device. So by no means it's a lag-free phone, but again, I won't complain too much considering the price point. Now, as we are connected to our Wi-Fi network, let's fire up the web browser, and we'll use the default web browser. And just notice that I am on the, I'm using the full desktop site, and this is the CNET website. And if you can see, it loaded it actually pretty quickly. And the good thing with this default browser is that if you just zoom into an area, text reflow is there. So it automatically reflows the text. So it's nice. Generally, most of the HTC phones have this feature, and this one also has it. So that's nice. As you can see, it works fine. And this is a pretty heavy website. And then also it is rendering it without any issues. Let's go to the home page. And as you can see, it had rendered it without any issues. Let's now just go to our website, that's tech2buzz.com, because we have some YouTube videos that are embedded, and let's see how well it handles embedded videos. One thing I find annoying is that regarding the multi-touch points, it has just 2 multi-touch points, and when I was typing fast, I think so that was restricting it. I'll show you that a bit later. And this is our website. Let's open up any of the stories. They have YouTube videos embedded, and let's see how it handles it. Let me move to this orientation, and as you can see, the orientation change was actually pretty quick, and we have a YouTube video embedded, and actually nothing is coming. That's kind of disappointing. Let me just refresh again. And yeah, it loaded now. And let me just try to play back this video, this YouTube video, and let's see how it handles it. I'll keep the volume at max, and as you can see, it's a little bit sluggish here. And as you can see, it is giving us an issue. We just have audio, not video. Let us also try. This is the default, what do you say, video app. Sorry, the default browser. Let's also try this on a third-party browser like Chrome now. Regarding multitasking, you can hit this and swipe away and kill the apps like this. And I would suggest that you do this if you're try to play a huge game or something like that. And I also have Chrome browser, so let's invoke that, and let's go to our website, that's tech2baz.com. again on this one, and let's close all the tabs, nothing should be running, and let's go to our website again, that's tech2baz.com. and this is the keyboard. It's fairly wide, so you won't have any issues typing. And again, as you can see, it actually loaded it pretty quickly. And let's open up one of the stories again, and let's see how it handles it now. This is the Chrome browser, and let's play this video now.
Hi there, this is Ranjit.
And as you can see, in the Chrome browser, it is able to play YouTube videos without any issues. There's a little bit of cracking of noise here. Let me go to full screen and see how it handles it. As you can see, there is a little bit of cracking of sound. As you can see. Let me just go back. Let's just go back. So yes, it can play back YouTube videos within the Chrome web browser, but there, as you notice, there is a little bit of lag here. Apart from this playing YouTube videos on other websites, browsing was not an issue. So that's for the web browsing, I would say. And again, it's a good idea to kill all the apps. Now coming to media playback, here also I had some decent experience actually, and for that I have two videos loaded on this pen drive. And as this HTC Desire 501 supports, what do you say, USB OTG cable, let's test that. And once you plug in, as you can see, my pen drive is glowing, and we'll use the MX video player. I had downloaded it, and as you can see, and we'll use this USB. As you can see, we see this USB option, and we have the two videos. This is a 720p video, so let me try that. And as you can see, it has no issues actually playing 720p videos. And again, I would say the screen quality is actually very good on this device. So let me get out of this one. It could also play actually 1080p videos also. And as you can see, let me just play this one. For the most part, many of the 1080p videos it could play, but some of them were a bit choppy. So for the smoothest video playback, I would say restrict it up to 720p. So that's for the video playback. Also, I tried the native YouTube player and I had no problems with that. Now coming to gaming, here also I had a mixed experience. It could play many of the casual games, but even in Subway Surfer, I noticed a little bit of lag here and there. Dead Trigger 2, that ran very well, but in Asphalt 8, also I set it at medium settings, and it could play it fine, but the game was a little bit sticky, and I think so I'll attribute the stickiness due to the fact that it just has two multi-touch points. So that's kind of annoying that HTC cut corners here. Coming to sensors here, HTC did not cut corners, and as you can see, for example, see that lag, I didn't kill the apps. That's why this Compass app runs fine on this one. Again, as I told you, if you do heavy multitasking, it tends to lag. Hence, it's a good idea to kill extra apps that you're not using. Now coming to the camera, the front facing camera, I just used it with video calling and it was nice. The other party said that I was very clear. And regarding the rear facing camera, that's an 8 megapixel camera. Here I would say HTC did an incredible job. The camera performance of this Desire 501 is among the best in this price range for Android phones. The video came out to be also very good, but it only shoots video up to 720p, and also the pictures that I took came out to be really good. I've actually made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance, so if you want to check out the sample shot, please check out that video. But regarding the camera, I would say that's the star point of this device. Now coming to the dialer, we have the HTC custom dialer, and let me show you the speakerphone also. Let me just dial this number. And let's put it on speaker.
The number you have dialed is not valid. Please check the number and try again.
As you can see, it's pretty loud. Let's try this number. This is a valid number, I guess.
Welcome to 123 Vodafone Satellite Services.
So this is the experience I had. Some of the voice calls were very, very clear on this phone, and some were a little bit muddy. Hence, I would rate the cellular voice call quality on this phone to be about 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Now coming to the keyboard, as I told you, it's nice, and this is the default messaging app that you get. And you can use this keyboard like this, and you do have that predictive text also, so that's not an issue. And it also works in this orientation, so that's not an issue. So what do I feel about this HTC Desire 501? I would say it's a decent entry-level mid-range Android phone if you're looking for a dual SIM Android phone, and particularly looking for a dual SIM active kind of a Android phone. And your major priority, I would say, is the camera performance. Yes, you will notice a little bit of lag here and there with the device. It's not a completely lag-free phone. I noticed the lag almost every time I used it. But again, if you are a person who is not too much worried about that, and the primary issue for you is excellent camera performance, then this HTC Desire 501 makes a lot of sense. But if camera is not the highest priority for you, I would say the Moto G 16GB can be had for a little bit less. That is selling in India for around 14,000. That's overall a better device. I hope that you found this video review for this HTC Desire 501 helpful. I've also made some other videos also regarding this Desire 501. Links for those videos will be in the YouTube show notes. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.